Good evening, the pleasant welcome to Maggie's FM. Today is Tuesday, the second day in the month of March 80, 2025. This is how I would like to welcome you to the program News Flow. To the presentation, my name is Patrick M. Davey. What are stories making up the headlines? Both communities unfold face severe health risks due to poor infrastructure. Women group Reebok represented the Koga statements. British embassy reaffirmed commitment to empowering women. Speaker Kofas demand urgent update on the investigations into the break-in of his office. And away from home, Uganda has deployed forces to South Sudan as civil conflicts grow. Those were the name read in headline. Stay tuned for these and other related development. This break. Welcome back. Now the news in details. Maniguda home Gola Kanukian district in a Gola Kanan district. It is a dedication into a rig struck to a town Maniguda in Gola Kanan district, Grand Cape County, as a local farmer lost his life while burning his farm on Monday afternoon. The deceased, identified as Blama Gonda, also known as MK of Blama, was a long-term resident of Manigoda and a devoted Muslim who was fasting at the times of the incidents. The tragedy occurred at a John G. Field along the Manigoda Highway corridor, sending a shocking wave through the community. According to our witnesses, by Jusu Konen, the fire started at approximately 1:30 p.m. when four individuals, including the deceased, set out to claim the farmland. The group split into two, with two men holding the upper sections of the farm while others working on the lower portions. As it remains unclear how Blaman became dropped into the blaze. Mr. Conan expressed deep sorrow over the loss, emphasizing that it was the first time Maniguda had witnessed such a tragic event, in urging local farmers to execute executions with burning their farm to prevent future incidents. Farming remains a vital source of livelihood for the people of Gulakana district, especially as an athlete many activities in the region, dedicating many residents now turning to agriculture. The tragedy event has served as a stark reminder to erase association with traditional farmers' practice. In an investigation continuing, the people of Maniguda moved the laws of the respected community member, calling for an improved safety measures in farming practice to prevent future tragedy. Bo community, Zone 4 residents of Bo community as Mountain View are facing serious health crisis due to poor infrastructure, particularly the lack of a poor road and access to clean water. In an interview with this station, community chairman Mr. Clinton B. Baker, Mr. Clinton B. Copy describes the situation as a serious health risk, emphasizing that absence of road connectivities, making it difficult to residents to travel through the community effectively. Their access to essential services, including healthcare. Several residents, including Mr. Abel Mentor, Madame Gifty Depo, and Madame Rita Pate, vowed similar concerns. This revealed that the road on wells they have due themselves into inarribly value for water. However, this water sources is highly contaminated as it is located between two communities where some residents dumped waste and even human feces. Madam Gifty Depo stressed the urgent need for road connections, stressing that the medical emergency, especially at night, it is extremely difficult to respond 6 individuals to healthcare facilities. She also highlighted that the only private hand pumps they had been out of service for over a week, facing them a fight water for a usual concerns in the neighboring communities. The committee chairman and the residents are appealing to the city mayor Samuel Hart, Representative Samuel Brown, the county authorities, and Christian humanitarian organizations to intervene by providing better roads and access to clean water. Residents warn that if these issues are not addressed soon, the health and well-being of the entire community will not the health and well-being of the entire community will continue to derail. Just in case you just joining us, it's a reminder that you tune to Maggie's news flow with the time 19 minutes up to 9 o'clock. A women's Sanitation Accountability Room says it aware of a video circulating on social media in which Nima County District Number 5 Representative Samuel Gongwen Koga is seen campaigning calling on Nima citizens not to vote for women because, according to him, a woman cannot replace the man who died. The group reacted strongly, condemning Representative Koga discriminatory rhetoric, which highlighted systematic challenge to gender equality in Liberian political landscapes. Representative Koga's statement, which describes voting for women based on cultural basis, practice harmful practices and undermining cultural efforts towards women's political participations. The group says such remarks do not marginalize women but also reinforce participation normal that have inclusive governments. Historically, women in Liberia have faced significant barriers in political ranking, from verbal abuse to physical violence, as seen in the past elections. According to the women, Representative Koga, cultural agreement referring as a deep silence residents to the change of dispute continuing further efforts promoting gender equality through legislative frames. They vow that the representative should retract his statements and apologize to Madam Edith Gonglowe. The group calls on Representative Koga to retract their statement as such pronouncement at this disrespectful to his colleagues who are women and editing by the Joint Committee. The president of the National Association of Private Teachers Training Institutions in Liberia, Reverend Andrew S. Fire, pleaded to engage consultative with the Liberian government through the Ministry of Education and its partners to advocate for private teacher training and ensures fair treatment for both public and private teachers associated in the country. Delivering his inauguration address recently in Monrovia, the new leadership urged Reverend Fire expressed gratitude to the association members for entrusting him and his team with the responsibility of leading for the next 3 years. Reverend Fire described that the incoming days, the new leadership on his watch will intend meaningful engagements and dialogues within the educational sector. He said the decisions will include both public and private stakeholders and focus on enhancing private teachers training institutions and teacher education through diverse programs within the associations. He committed he commended the Ministry of Education, Dr. Jasu Jala, and her teams for recent publication inviting him at the Shaping Teachers Education and Advocate in the Public Sector. However, he expressed concerns over the exclusions of private teachers training institutions despite the significant contributions to national education. He quoted the Ministry of Education set up plans emphasizing the needs for private teachers to be recognized and included in national policies decisions. He further called on the government to extend financial support to private teachers training institutions similar to the subscriptions provided to public institutions through the national budget. Reverend Fire also appealed for the budgetary support and capability building operation for associate members, emphasizing that such initiatives will strengthen the facilitative and administrative staff within the sector. Additionally, he highlighted concerns over high-faced challenges of renewal of operation permit for private teachers training institutions. He urged that the revenue fees should be lower than those charges to institutions appealing for a coordination for the first time. According to him, NAPA has observed that the graduates of private teachers training institutions face difficulties in growing admissions to the University of Liberia and other private universities. The office of House Speaker J. Fonati Kofa has praised the Liberia National Police for an urgent update on the ongoing investigations into the alleged break-in and theft at the Speaker's office, which occurred on February 11, 2025. In a formal communications address to Inspector General Godfrey O. Derry Common, Acting Chief of Staff Wilhelmina Peda Cooper expressed frustrations over the police silence nearly a month after the complaints were filed. She emphasized that the incidents carried out by members of the majority bloc was not only unwillful but also a whispered publicizing rising concerns about the rule of law and the integrity of Liberia's democratic institutions. According to the letter, emphasized infrastructure led to the removal of invaluable government and personal property, including followed violated at a 50,000 appeal computer and other electronic devices, confident government documents and office material, and personal belonging to the Speaker and his family, some of which hold a great sentimental value. The Speaker's office has urged the Liberia National Police to provide a detailed upholding the case, specifying questions the current status of the investigation and any finding to date, steps being taken to remove the stolen items and hold these responsible accountability measures to prevent such incidents in the future, particularly concerning security at the Speaker's office. Cooper showed that police of the Speaker's office for corporations in ensuring a swift and improved resolution between one and the continued lack of response was delayed concerns. The letter concluded with a call for an urgent communication from the police with corporate providing a direct contact information for further decisions. The British Embassy in Monrovia has reaffirmed a commitment to supporting women's rights and gender equality in Liberia during an inspiring celebration on Integrated Women's Day held on March 7, 2025. The event, which was supported by the British Embassy in Monrovia and hosted by the West Point Women for Health and Development organizations, saw a live product through the trumpet of West Point, highlighted the resilience, leadership, and ongoing fight for gender equality in Liberia. Though the office of the International Women's Day falls on March 8, the celebration in West Point took place a day early, allowing local women to showcase their strength and unity in the lively parade. The year global theme accounting action urging governments, organizations, and individuals to push forward with growth urgencies to ensuring that gender equality remained free and eligible to women. In a remark at the event, Joanna Mark Breed in a remark at an event, Joanna Mark Better, Charge Affairs at the British Embassy in Monrovia, underscores the importance of a day while highlighting the ongoing work needed to close the gender gap in Liberia and beyond. Mark Bree emphasized that gender equality is not just a responsibility of women but also everyone, stating men have an important role to play in this process. Too many men are here today and we need them to be allies in the fight for equality we cannot achieve progressively without their support. Mike Bleed went on highlighting that the role of education and access to opportunities in the future systematic barrier that limit women's full participation in the society. She expressed the British commitment to supporting women's access to education, economic opportunities, and leadership roles. The British Embassy commitment to supporting women's rights in Liberia was clear as Mark Breed outlined. The embassy focused on improving access to education, employment, and opportunities for women and girls, which she believes are crucial steps towards breaking the cycle of gender equality through all the grant and collaborative programs. The British Embassy has played a pivotal role in advancing women's rights in Liberia, particularly through the initiative focused on education. The Embassy's support for organizations like Women has embedded girls from improvement, backsliding from remain in school and access equality education, empowering them to pursue right future. If you just joining us, it's a reminder that you tune to Maggie's FM 90.5. You tune right to the program News Flowed. Stay here. Councillor Tiawant C. Gonglu, Associate Professor of Law at the Louis Arthur Grant School of Law, has called on the Liberal government to launch a comprehensive and impartial investigations into several underscoring deaths and have spoken widespread in the suspensions. Gonglu praised President Joseph Boakai for his commitment to investigating upholding death in the dealt in Liberia. However, he stressed that the inequity must be investigated and transparent, addressing all cases with bills. Gonglo pointed out to the associations of prominent cases, including the death of Heron Grave Jr. and Marceline Allisons. For the current list of investigations, he specifically highlighted the mysterious death of Melvin Ali and former officers of the Executive Protection Services, the EPS, and State Bobby Mandy, a soldier with the Armed Forces of Liberia, both of which involve suspicious circumstances. Alleging death by a crucial son in February 2021 and mandated reportedly took his life in 2024 under similar requesting conditions. Gonglo warned that failure in investigation these cases could create a serious hazard to the public and bases potential understanding public conflict and confidence in the government's commitment to justice. He emphasized that the honest search for the truth must be inclusive of all suspicious deaths regarding of the administrations in power at the time. Gonglo also stressed the importance of restoring public trust in the Liberia institution, noting that the country is at a crucial justice where citizens are demanding great responsibility and accountability for their leaders. He called for the investigation to be explained into an inclusive and understanding way where depth in order to demonstrate that the role of love is paramount and appeal equality to all citizens, granting them of political if granting them of political affiliations. Lofa County Universities has suspended three senior officials indefinite as a part of an ongoing investigation into allegations of payroll malappropriations that reportedly caused the university to lose over 75,000. The office suspended the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Mauro Kosa, completing Peter C.P. Taylor II, and Homo Resource and human resource officers Bian M. Camara. The suspensions follow a probably investigated by the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission after irregularities were conveyed in the university payroll systems. According to Lofa County University President Dr. Azid Poda, the investigations were prompted by the finding from the Ministry of Finance, which reveals that some individual was still on the payroll despite others were receiving salary or performing their duties. Dr. Podat, in a recent interview on Radio Live, a local radio station, is also confirmed that suspensions certain the series of those hierarchies. The investigations conducted by Aloti Nati, the Associate Corporate General of Building Financial Complement, which recommending for the dismissal of these individuals from office. Dr. Poda explained that while the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning recommending dismissal to Poda for suspension to allow the LCC to handle the material or the matter. Dr. Kosa, suspended Vice President for Academic Affairs, confirming his suspension, but declined to comment further on the allegations, attempt to reach complainant Peter C.P. Taylor II and human resource officers beyond M.K. Kamara for committing unuseful act. In a major steps toward advancing gender equality and economic empowerment, Plan International has launched the Liberia Women Empowerment Project, to a three-year initiative aimed to transforming social norms and improving livelihood for women in 6 counties across Liberia. The launch event held at the Caroline Hotel in Sincourt brought together key stakeholders, including representatives from the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, donors, and development partners, which funded support for the World Bank. The occasions represent a 36.6 million investment in promoting women, empowering and fostering gender equality. Of its amount of 18.6 million is allocated for project implementations, while 18 million will be directly toward grants. Running from 2024 to 2027, the initiatives will focus on empowering women in the lower Masurado, Grand Cape Mon County, Rewoses, Bapolu, Bomi, and Grand Cru counties. In her opening remark, Madam Mariama Moru, County Director of Plan International Liberia, encouraged women to embrace their role as change makers in their communities. She emphasized that the importance of accountability, visibility, and commitment, urging attention to recognize their patriots and the bold impact they can have on society. Madam Moru also highlighted the needs to challenges a long-standing social association that honor women progress, the limited on women progress. She lamented that common preference for boys' education over girls, encouraging the participants to activities engaging in the training sessions. Madam Moru urged them to frame and delegation focus on achieving meaningful rules. As the Liberia Women Empowerment Project embarked on its missions, Madam Moru reaffirms Plan International and its partners' commitment to uplift women's strategic communities and contributing to Liberia developments. If you just joining us, it's a reminder that you tune to Maggie's FM You tune right to the program News Flow with me, Patrick David. Stay ahead of us. We have our news in the Liberia PG English and that of the manner Van England. Let's take this break. When we come back, we'll bring you our news in the Liberia PG English.
My people, yo, hello. My name is Tene Wanyankawe. That means bringing your Liberia simple English news this evening. They want you say some people what they not know, they go, then they few times they go put fire in the area what they call Salala Rubber Corporation farm. So they say the fire they put there, the fire go ahead and spoil a point plenty of the area. They say the people who do the thing here, they not know that. That one they do it on Sunday in the evening time. They say they in their rubber farm what they call SRC. That means Salada Rubber Corporation. They say they fire is for plenty rubber tree first time and the second time they plenty things. So the people who are ahead of the thing here, they say begging the people in the community to stop doing the kind of thing is not correct. That one we get there. Then they want to say the other group what they call Empowering Women Plan International. They say they now go, they few days, they bring their own organization, they bring it also so they can pull the women there, so they can get them helping hand for them to be strong, so that they will be able to work the way men they can work too. They say they group here in Liberia, they go together, they help them. They say they think what they brought, the new group what they brought to help the women. They say it will go for 3 years. The 3 years it will help to change the women their way of doing things so that they can be strong and to be able to stand with the men too when they one can't put their hand up for anything. They say the other new group what they put together to give women helping hand. It go in 6 counties. The 6 counties here in Liberia, it will be there to help all of the county. They say they want here a hold together. They were doing it in Morovia. The other government hand what they call Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection donor. They say they go together to help the people. They say the people, the money they put together, that 36.6 million that they put into the program here so they can bring plenty women there to work. They say they want here 18.6 million will be going for anything they want to so that they can use the money to do it. Then the other 18 million will also be there for grant. That one where they can be given to people as helping hands so that they can help themselves. They say the 6 county that will benefit the 18 year is Moserado County, Grand Cape County, River Cess, Bapuru, Bomi, and Grand Creek County. They say the people who were ahead of the team, who opened the team, they call Madam Maren Murray, who is the big person for Liberia. They say she tell the women and say they must stand hard and put their hand on the thing so that it will help them for them to be able to stand on their own. They one year the big man too that one of the lawyer too in Liberia what they call Councilor Tiawanse Gonglo, and he is a teacher at the Arthur Green Law School. He say he call on the government so that the way the people can die in the country, they must look into the flower here, and when they ready to look in the flower, they must check all all the people then that die well no he no they must look into all their case and check wetin kill them. He say it's not good for the government to stand behind some people on a case and they go talk it, because some people too they die, the people not know what kill them, the government not want talk it. He said that one day it not good, it will make people will not even look at the government to be true. So the government must go together and look into all the people that die. They say one of the people that die is they man what they call Harry Grigion or Michael Allison. They say they man he was also killed. They say the whole thing that killed the people say the two people here they go they kill themselves. That one what people can say suicide. They say they kill themselves. It happened in February 2021. Then the other man they call man there. They say he also killed himself. But the thing there is that they say a get question on the road because nobody know how they meant that. You can't just see there, but they say the man killed himself. So that one they say question on the then I want to say the government will go ahead and check behind the kind of thing and Google. He said they will not be taking some people. Then they say other people that die, they fit down to that they get that they just see their body, the government will go there and look at the flower. When the government not do it, it will make people will not trust the government. For when something coming, they will say the people saying they lie. So he also say he thank the Liberia government Joseph Yima Bakai for standing by word to say he will make sure that all the ugly thing the government will look into the case. That they want that there for us to tell you people they even in our Liberia simple English. So you all give me channel. Let me go to my people now in mano. Ndanu katumo man we be organized tene one yen kawe aye ko krezile kunwa kaka pinyin epe mo de etokere wa lokela po aye wa ya eke mo de ogade gbundu afomo si kolokera be point wa o group de ado ogade play Liberia be ado die tai wa won de bu goy wa zon sere menu de ke abe eke won ka ke ogun oyi ke gaga no do afo be ne ogun mo pele ka kiri wa ge won ke ade ro ke ya ka yiwi ke egbin agbundu afo ke oben o ko me evo en penne e o gbadu ka ke o ko ebiam o wa do won ka de wa ge ke abo clear won ke wa ke de la o gare Corona hotel de abene 5 digo player ben le odo ke da clear ake ya onu sere mianu gbegbe representative nu do avonu le oben o me die de onu ka ogo ka le gbegbe to ze me le oben o ko da won ke le o pele no la ben o gare pele po pia bo la ben e po na zero gare wo ben me ben do die pele de anu de to dra vunyaka dra de koi vunyaka konesra do le ano ke aben o daka do avo ben o ano de o kodaka o pie ke aben e kekire le wa kire pele kribe an le koi fundo wole sraka a wasra do ben wa do zin ka wa gekire o ra si ke o ano ke wono fere o na wa ke aka no ke ka to wa gizin a pele ke abi ayi grine ko la pite a de koi fundo wole sraka a wasra unsra do ben o la si ke o an o monde no akadu avo ben ke o pele na o ke o koda kakre wa ke de ke o kre account de ko passe a sere de ko passe a sra do da ben pele ke e do a de lolo mo srado kante grand ke man kan de river se kante bapodu kante bomi kante e taka e grand coup kante ba wa ge won ke ade budo ka mi bula me o gare madam Mary More ben e do e die yira ben de la bia sere ben aside sim ka e do e die agegere do afo le ka men ka se be won ben ka ya wiki ame eke bumone ka ben ka keke won me vo Liberia ze yeke do afo ben o kana wa blitide adu ebe di da ke kaka ko ya won be ka ke me kaka ze ka ko da piti de ka ke aye ekubita adore clear aye ze ben agekere wale da ben o gare sarara da me ma gibi be wa lo ba tapela me o gare salala be ozi lo ba tanyi ne be ben wage mi bronze le mi le o to ben o do die le o tie da no wa lo ba nyine ye clear mo ka die kai do gba pen popule a o ke ade fu de gba ti pa be o tie da lo ba ko ye mo wage tie be do e de popo gele le egbe ka lo ba jidi me ya bun lo ba yi popo de wa gun ba ko wa gun sebe e agun gre e go ga no popo de agile gba no bo lo ba gre ke e pera be agbene pere mo kire lo ba o se penu apo be ke no use ke be tie be e do e ade group agre age kire aka o kire de ba kese de mi na o be o die si mi aka won e yo waye company ke àwọn imebe ododie le o pe cancel mi ne waye ka pele se won suwe ke mi na obe o ko de won ke abala ke ka pele se ododie o won ke o kan mo bi akakere de do ga no mi obe wa lo ba ta de me ye wa ke tie du pe ke ale ro kese ke abo ke wa ge sere mi be o lo ke ba de ogun mo le no de o tie ke wa do pi aka aye esie de e adie to kan kreze agegere na mi o ti won se gongolo la ben de ton so mi buka e wasugu da no gare ato green sugu be ben aben e de die de agegere e na me Joseph boka de bi be i present ka la de asibe age won isu opopo ke ba bi ba de ido to ton me ke kwa mesa no fide won jo no fide akeza ka o mesa to mo ke awon ke be age ke abo kria da mo ide die mo ba gumne be e won agbene miele oga mo won o asensen o kotapi ye ke o agbun si aben e ke ozukun ka o kotapi ba ke clear de do ke yo mia o do ozu do ba gumne ke amo age mele o gare pia adune to kire e gona ba o gare harry gree de aben ke o na me harry gree gbe ka aben e pa ka e aya me o gare malesin o alesi michael alesi ben o sin o gakri ke o zi ka won ye wa ge gumne de ai kota mo me pie age kire edu edie age na me ba ka de kire ba gumne me age o de ge kai kaloka die miase ne wa gade o to lai le egban kai e bobe mandemo den obe mi aye aya ben eke e person yen ke mi an mi to ka ben obe o sinsin o gano eke de edo diebe edo ayi wa eke de mi o ke ami do mi be ke busu ya le la bi ase mi do mi ka le o sin o gare kre age kre ke o kre e gumene le ba le ke mo me ke ti awon gongre edo die age kre ka pede se e na me baka ka do ka die wo me sinsin me ka de ge bi mi na obe o ben o si men ben o yi ese klibe ben o to le gumne mo ke won akede ke wa gede akede lo mono sre so akaye ko klesied e clear magi ka pon wi ka ba ke mare magi ka o ge ne stene won ye ka we gbenkere gbenkere la wo akede ka ma du patrick ben asai no kle sai de ka ben o anyi me ke e
Stay careful with our news in the Liberia, PG, English, and that of the Mano Vanigla. If you just joining us, it's a reminder that you tune to Maggie's FN, you tune right to the program Maggie's News Flow with me, Patrick M. David. What are stories you are following? This evening, both communities Zone 4 face severe health rates due to poor infrastructure. Women groups Reeboks represented the Koga statements. British ambassador reaffirming commitments to empowering women in Liberia. Speaker Kofa demands urgent update on investigations on the break-in into his office and away from home. Uganda deploy forces to South Sudan as civil war phase grow in the country. For more details of this news, let's not join Zika Vlude.
From the foreign decks this evening on Maggie News Flow, Uganda has deployed an unknown member of troops to South Sudan in a bid to protest the fragile government of President Savika as a tense rival with his deputy threatens a return to civil war in the West African region. Ugandan special forces have been deployed to Juba, the South Sudanese capital, to support the government of Sudan against a possible rebel advanced on the city, said Major General Flex Kula Yindi, a spokesperson of the Ugandan military. In deploying Ugandan soldiers to Juba, Uganda President Yoweri Museveni moved a guarantor of the peace process that kept Ka and Maka together in a dedicated government of national unity. The development of Ugandan troops to South Sudan underscores rising tensions in the oil-producing country that has been plagued by political instability and violence since it gained independence from Sudan in 2021. That's 2011. The U.S. on Sunday ordered non-emergency government personnel to leave Juba. The UN is warning of an alarming regression that could ease years of hard-won process in South Sudan. The latest tensions stem from fighting in the country's north between government troops and a rebel military known as the White Army. This widely believed to be aligned with Maggie. Last week, a South Sudanese general was among several people killed when the United Nations helicopter on the mission to evacuate government troops from the town of Nasser, a scene of the fighting in Upper Nile State, was shot at. And finally, this evening on Maggie News Flow for the foreign scene, a bus overturned on a hatchway Tuesday, and passengers were thrown out of it, killing at least 12 people and injuring 45 in the South African city of Johannesburg, emergency services said. Emergency crews were trying to lift the bus back into its wheel to see if any more victims were tripped on I-8, said William Nitalindi, a spokesperson for the city emergency management. The early morning crash happened on the hatchway near Johannesburg Main O'Hara Tambo International Airport. The bus was lying on its side near the edge of the hatchway. It had been transporting people from the township in Katlehong, east of Johannesburg, officials said. Nitahi also couldn't give exact details on the extent of the injuries, but said they ranged from serious to critical. The driver was among those taken to the hospital. No other vehicle was involved in the crash, and officials weren't yet able to determine the cause. Police are investigating, and the crash was being treated as a crime scene because of the fatalities, Nati said. And that's the foreign scene this evening on Maggie News Flow. Is now back to Patrick David for the continuation of Maggie News Flow.
Zika Vlude bringing up to the closure of the program's news flow on Maggie's FM. Before leaving you on to the presentations, what stories been following